Let us walk and celebrate life. I cannot be silent anymore. With an anguished heart, I must tell my story, for so many do not have the strength or the courage or the voice to speak up. The weakest among us, our loved ones, shut in at homes, nursing homes, and hospital rooms, are at grave risk. Anyone with special needs, anyone dependent upon artificial means for daily bodily functions, and anyone reliant on medication are in jeopardy. Everyone who is acutely, chronically, or terminally ill is in danger. I cannot be silent, for God has given me a voice, a talent, a mission, and I must speak up. For failure to do so means my very life is in peril. My grandmother, cousins, aunts, uncles, parents, friends, brothers and sisters' lives are at stake. There is not a person in this room who does not know at least one person in their life who is dealing with sickness, disability, or old age. Not a single one of us can afford to be silent anymore. We must speak up and grasp onto our lives and celebrate them. If we fail to do so, we will no longer be the state of equality. America will no longer be the land of the free. No matter what state or infirmity our lives are in, we must celebrate life. We resolve to seek each and every day, come what may. It is innate and intrinsic within the depths of our hearts. We were created that way, made in the image and likeness of God. That is the truth, whether one wants to believe it or not. Our lives are a gift that cannot be given or traded away. No matter the pain or the suffering, a life is priceless beyond measure. When one looks deep into the eyes of one in distressing disguise, one sees the face of God. I, myself, face the daily reality of chronic illness. I have more autoimmune diseases than I can count on my hand. In the past 2 years, I have gone through 6 surgeries, and some of them are permanently life-changing. I know what I speak of, and I have lived through each day, even when the pain is excruciating, and I still see my life is a joy and of infinite worth. Every day is a gift from God. However, I myself have seen the horror of another look at me and judge my life as less than quality, a life not worthy of their time and effort. I have heard the words, "Your case is too complex. These tests are too cost prohibitive." Yes, this treatment could really benefit you, but I can't put my name on that order. Can one imagine the sheer terror as one lays dependent in a hospital bed, hooked up to oxygen, and hear the words, "They should stop treating her and send her home on palliative care"? They weren't talking about someone terminally ill, or someone whose life would not improve. They were talking about me, a young woman who was tired. Who would not be tired after complications from H1N1 infection, multiple surgeries, and living at a very high altitude with thin air. I still have a very long life to live. I am standing right here. I will be silent no more. We face the worst poverty of all. Blessed Teresa warned all Americans about it after her visit many years ago. My hero and spiritual friend, Blessed John Paul, cried out in anguish from his apartment window. He was trying to warn all of us against it, just days before he went to his Father's house. Didn't anyone hear him among all that television coverage? We do not need to go to the streets of Calcutta to find it. We do not need to pray on our knees on the sidewalk before an abortion mill in a far-off city to fight it. We cannot blame the Republicans, the Democrats, or the liberals and the conservatives for it. For this worst poverty is found in our very own hearts. This poverty is alive and well, right here in Cheyenne and across our fine state. It takes a stranglehold on anyone who tries to care for those among us who are delicate and frail. Our poverty hides behind beautiful words of fallacious compassion, whose truth and reality only hasten the patient's death. These federal HIPAA laws are a counterfeit right to privacy that do not protect the fragile and the sick. They allow the perpetrators of the great lie to hasten the poor one's very death. That provider is sworn to protect life, and instead they do the most grievous harm. We must be silent no more. We must speak up for the least of us from conception to natural death, because if we do not, no one from conception to natural death is safe. I want to celebrate my life. I walk today to do just that. I walk for everyone who has suffered from lack of water, or food, or care, because their life was judged to be less than a subjective idea of quality of life. Will you walk with me and celebrate life too?